Shalom Yasharallah. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, New York, who are well. And salutations to all the Akim pushing this word, truth, and sincerity with charity to the four corners of the earth. Just want to get into a quick lesson about who Esau Edom is, right? The red Hebrew Edomites, all right, who are ruling today. All right. This is Genesis chapter 25, verse 19. And these are the generations of Isaac, right? He laughs. Abraham's son. Abraham begot Isaac, and Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of Pandan Aram, the sister to Laban the Syrian. And Isaac entreated the Lord, Yahweh, for his wife, because she was barren, and Yahweh was entreated of him. And Rebekah, his wife, conceived, right? And the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, right? 2 different nationalities, okay? And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. All right. So, the real Hebrew Israelites are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, you confusion of faces that go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right. But the other people we're going to get into was Esau, right? The father of the Edomites, okay? The only people with this red complexion, all right? Because the term white means pure, and term white for describing one's ethnicity was created in the year 1681. These Caucasians, these cave-dwelling people, these cave dwellers, right, in the clefts of the rocks. All right, as you see in front of you, looks very familiar because a lot of central banks look just like this. All right. Oh, and a lot of federal governmental buildings and all that, et cetera, look like this. That little flat pyramid and columns and all that stuff. This is Esau Edom. It's spiritual. Because the rock there is a shade of red, all right? And Edomites, Cain, going back to Cain, the first murderer on earth, wasted away is he, is Esau, because Cain got his melanin taken away. That was the curse. That was the mark the Lord put on him, all right? So people could stay the hell away from him and not fuck with him, Because if they did, then it would come back onto them like sevenfold, if I'm not mistaken. I gotta double check. So now reincarnation, because reincarnation means to be back in the flesh, and Cain came back as Esau, right? Just to give you that rundown. And where are we? And there's a stronger people. So from Edomites to Israelites, we dominate the sports, music industry, everything. Like Egypt was great because the Israelites were there making it great. And that's why modern day Egypt, which is Babylon today, America, and their way of life, because America was dominant over the whole earth for a very long time, all right, it was because of the Israelites. All their nations came here to become rich off our labors. All right. Where are we? 24, verse 24. Genesis 25 and 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment. Back then they would take these garments and dye them, like the whole thing. All right. It's not saying that the child was hairy, but that he was red all over like a hairy garment, because you would dye the whole garment, all of it. So this guy, his melanin was gone. All you see is blood showing through his skin, all right? representation that he's the first murderer of the earth back on the earth. You know what I'm saying? Cain, Esau, Edom. So, and the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. And after that came his brother out and took his hand, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 old when she bare them. Right. So Jacob, to supplant, he grabbed Esau's heel, because the end of your body is your foot, your heel, and that's representation as Esau being the end of the world, the end of Esau's rulership. You know what I'm saying? Then the kingdom of heaven will be established, and it will stay established forever. All right. This is Genesis real quick. This is Genesis chapter 36. Let me see. We get to a point. This is 36 and 8. Thus dwell Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. And that's what this place right here you see in front of us is Mount Seir. Alright? These are where the Edomites are from. This is the land of Edom right here. Today is called Petra. Right? Petra. Petra, Jordan. But this is actually the land of Edom. They have removed their neighbors' landmarks. They don't dwell at home. These people are all over the place, just killing and dominating, because that's just the way he's programmed. All right? And he has a perpetual hatred towards us. So you Israelites that are asleep, these Edomites are not your friend. They never were your friend. And in that day that you're joined onto them, you're going to get destroyed with them, thrusted through with a sword. There's Amos chapter 1 verse 9. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Tyrus, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they delivered up the whole captivity to Edom, and remembered not the brotherly covenant. Because this, out of all the families on the earth, these Edomites, these so-called, I hate to say it, but let's say Caucasians, right? The people that are the face, the representation on the money, their currency, the US dollar, all right, the $100 bill, those are all Edomites. All right, we have more in relation to them than any other heathen family out there, But look, they broke the brotherly covenant, man. All right, he wasn't being brotherly. He's a heathen, and he's the basis of all men, actually. All right, and they're going to pay double for their actions towards us. There's Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Right, now all this is been speaking. These are the last days. All right, all these things are coming to pass. We know the Lord set Esau's boundaries that he cannot pass. Job 14 and 5. So we see all these things coming to an end. All right. Because they came back and built up the desolate places. They made this a little bit better, I guess. I don't know. That shit's weak as hell. But they have this this architecture here all over the earth. Verse 4, behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Right? Esau Edom is wicked as fuck. He's profane. Outside the temple. Alright? Verse 5, yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, his philosophies, ways of life, right? It's all a death style. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth up unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Right, that's why they push this whole central bank on everybody. I believe it's like Syria, Iran, and I don't know, South Korea maybe, I think it is. They don't have a central bank, so they're preparing for war to establish this new world order, to bring that microchip. This all coming down to prophecy. This microchip, the RFID chip, the implantable chip is going to be mandatory, and people are going to have to get chipped. But the elect and the 1/3 are going to be kept from that hour of temptation, you know. So 2/3 are not going to believe. They're gonna be counted as heathens, man, for following Esau Edom's lifestyle, his wine, drinking of it, and loving it. Okay. Verse 6: Shall none of these take up a parable against him, and it's probably taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, how long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay, right? Because these people, they control all this currency. They're in power, you know what I'm saying? Job 9:24, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked, and these people cheat everybody. They take all their resources and cheat them with this fake currency, this worthless currency, all right? And they're in debt. You know what I'm saying? America's finished. America is in debt, and it grows in debt every day. And there's no way out of it but, the Lord coming to destroy this place. All right? This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 8. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau? And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of this mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter, you know? And these Edomites, that's their future, you know what I'm saying? The Lord's going to come back and destroy 2/3 of his own people, destroy a lot of these heathens, and these wealthy, so-called elite heathen, the Edomites and those joined onto them that make it through that nuclear fire. They're going to be the first fruits of slaves. That's their judgment. They're going to get it. All right? But at the end of all this, the whole house of Edom is going to be cut off by slaughter. All right? I jump down at 18. And Obadiah 1:18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau. For the Lord hath spoken it. Right. That after 1,000 years of slavery for the heathens, the Edomites specifically, the whole house is going to be exterminated. You see? And this is 2nd Ezra chapter 6. We'll start at 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the party asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Right. So these people that are set up in rulership right now, their end is approaching. They know it. They're getting prepared. That's why they're building all those deep underground military bunkers, right? To withhold those nuclear blasts, But we're going to pull them right out. And they know this. They put it in their movies, like that X-Men movie, when Magneto grabbed them out of that metal box in the ground. All right? The Lord's going to perform wonderful works, and through us, through the elect. Lord willing, we're part of that number, right? Let me give you some examples. This is Nathan Meyer Rothschild. It's a quote. He said, "This, the head Edomite family right here. You know what I'm saying? The Amalekites, these fake Jewish people. I care not what puppet is placed upon the throne of England to rule the empire on which the sun never sets. The man who controls Britain's money supply controls the British Empire, and I control the British money supply." Nathan Meyer Rothschild, that's why all these central banks everywhere, they look like this. You know what I'm saying? They're in control. This is their logo, their mark, their what's that? I'm like at a loss for words right now. What is that? This is just their image, This is how their banks look, their institutions look, Yeah, see, who controls the issuance of money controls the government. That's why they are in control. Their currencies are being used all over the world, except for like 3 countries now: Syria, Iran, and South Korea, if I'm correct. And that's why through prophecy, that's where the war is brewing up in Armageddon, right? The land of judgment, Yahweh Shabbat. So, um, and this is all orchestrated through the Lord. These will be the last people ruling, all right? Yeah, Harry Kissinger. Who controls the food supply controls the people. Who controls the energy can control whole continents. Who controls money can control the world, you know? That's why these fake Jewish people, these Amalekites, that's their whole thing, is controlling the money, to control the currency, you know, because that's buying power, you know, especially when you print out your own money, all right? You have your own bank. Your whole pocket, your pocket is basically an endless bank account, you know? And then these people, they control the currencies to cripple economies, to cripple, to keep poor down, to keep Jake down and broke and hurting, you know, really to fulfill prophecy, because we'd be subject to payments. Haggai 1:6, we got a bag full of hoes, you know, we work overtime and we lose money in all different ways, you know, because we got bills of all types, you know, it's bugged out. Heinrich Heine, if I'm saying that right. Money is the god of our time, and Rothschild is his prophet. Right, this is the head family of the Edomites. You see the Lord's balance, right? You got the 12 tribes of Israel, and Judah, the so-called Negroes, they're the head tribe of Israel, all right, from the 12 tribes. And on the other side, you have the Edomites, and the head, you know, Esau, Edom had 12 sons. And his head tribe are these Amalekites, these so-called Jewish people today. They're not the people of the Lord. All right? They're the head family of these Edomites, and you know, they control the currency, and they shit on their own people. You know, their house is divided. That's why Russia and, you know, all the other countries are going to destroy America. Even you know, the NATO countries, the UK, they're going to come against this war and destroy her. All right? Again, I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, New York, who were well. Salutations to all that can push in this word in truth and in sincerity with charity. Shalom wa abad ball.